Welcome to Sipping Reality X with Jill and
Megan.
So, on our Sipping Reality podcast, I saw a bunny. We talked about how Megan wants a homestead, and we were going to talk about it on Sipping Reality X.
Oh, my homestead fantasies.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. And then we got so excited about what we were talking about on our Sipping Reality X podcast, Ball Gags and Breeds, that we didn't get into it.
Nope.
So today...
And she just remembered that we did not talk about it. She was like, there was something that we brought up. What was it? We didn't talk about it.
So today, I think we'd like to start there. So, Megan, share your fantasy with us.
Okay. So, this is actually a fantasy between a friend of mine and me over the last couple years. So, it's not all from my head, but it is something that I really am turned on by. Stop it.
Should I turn around?
Yes.
Would that help?
I'm really embarrassed. No, I'm not. I'm not embarrassed.
We're gonna cut that out.
You don't need to turn around. Let me talk to you about it.
Yeah.
I haven't told you about this.
You have. You've told me some.
A little bit, right? Okay. So, well, this involves having a team of people to work on the homestead. They live on the homestead, and we all do our chores every day. And all the men have to have vasectomies, of course, because vasectomies are amazing.
Just men? Or are there women too?
There's some women there too.
Okay.
But they're submissive women.
Okay.
And I'm the, like...
Well, are some of the men submissive?
Yes. Yeah. There's youngish men that are there and sometimes get taken advantage of.
Like the stall-muckers and things like that?
Yeah. Yep.
Ones that enjoy doing chores and being told what to do.
And being
and
little bitches.
Getting punished for it.
Yes.
Things like that,
and if they
right?
do the
Sounds
wrong
exciting.
thing on the farm, they get punished too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could have a little of that, right?
Oh, there's a whole punishment system.
Yeah, so everybody's tested. All the men have vasectomies.
Yep.
It's just
and we once in a while we throw
season.
Big parties where we have different themes in the stalls, rooms. Everybody has to get tested and come stay on the farm, and
so it's like a weekend party.
Yeah, it's like a wild, just like...
Or you could do like not spring break college, but like a spring week.
It would probably be an entire week, not a weekend. Like, yeah,
right?
And people
like
would pay...
week-long vacation
People would pay big bucks.
Thing.
And there would be a huge vetting process. Everybody would stay on the farm, and it would just be like a wild...
week-long orgy.
Yeah.
But, what is the word I'm looking for? Themed orgy.
And my partner / Dom would make all the decisions of what happened to me at all times, and I would just have to take it.
Well, that's kind of your fantasy in general
It
for
is.
your life.
It is.
You're just including that
I would be
the farm,
a live-in.
onto the homestead.
It would literally be at my homestead, like I was just a live-in, like...
It would be a 24/7 type lifestyle that you would be able to live on this homestead.
Yes.
Is what I hear you saying. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. So that is the fantasy, to live it 24/7.
Yes. And yeah, just doing chores and then told to bend over for 4 of the helpmates.
Like you and you today.
And you bend over. And you're taking it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then go cook us some food.
So for years, you've kind of been talking about this fantasy.
Yeah.
And all the different aspects of it.
I mean, I've always had the aspects of this particular fantasy. I mean, gosh, I've been fantasizing in my head for the last 20 years. I could write novels.
Which you will.
I will. I'll write it all down, and you will all read it. And it'll range from the 3 Little Bears
I'm excited about the 3 Little Bears one.
To the homestead. Yeah, no, I'm excited about that one too. I don't know.
3 Little Bear one could be. I don't know. I'm getting into that. Maybe I could write.
I was thinking about it the other night, and I'm like,
Were you?
yeah. What could I write about that? It's gonna be good.
I like the thought of being the little girl.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 3 bears.
Yeah. I know.
And they're home, all dangerous, and
And
it's
you're
all
like,
you don't want to get caught but then you do.
And you like lay in each of the beds and then you like get punished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot there.
There's a lot. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, goodness.
I know. I think the homestead thing is just like kind of encompasses everything that I've ever fantasized about
Yeah,
in
that's
one
what it
place.
sounds like. As you started talking, I was like, okay, you're pulling that in. I see you pull that in. Like,
because I love serving.
I know some of your
too.
other...
Like, I love being a servant. Like, I would love to like cook for everybody and feed everyone and be served too. Like, even
then you get served.
Well, even
then you also have the servants.
But even being told to do things as a submissive is a service to me because
you're receiving.
Because it feels good.
Yes.
Yeah. Under somebody's direction, sometimes against my you just sprayed her water all over her face. Oh my god. What were you thinking just there?
I don't know. I had a thought and it made me laugh really hard.
What was it?
I don't even know.
It made you laugh hard and you don't know what it was.
I was thinking about well, what I was thinking about when you were saying that was I have stuff on my glasses here. I was thinking about being tied up and played with, and how if you're submissive and you get like gagged and handcuffed, I mean, yeah, you're gonna be doing stuff for him, but you're also there.
It feels good.
Like,
yeah.
You're just there and open and ready to be played with.
But I also have a fantasy, like it turns me on to think about being so sore because I've been told to do all these things and then still having to do more. Like, you mean and like begging.
You mean sexually sore.
Yes. And like begging to like, no, I can't take anymore. You know, I like that aspect too. I mean, so I would be sore, but it was still pleasure me mentally.
Well, it pleasures you physically too, because you've been very sore before and you've been like, I want more now.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, we share everything with each other, so I know these things.
Like, I know.
Yeah, we don't hold back.
No, we don't.
And now we're not holding back with you, so now you know it all too.
Nope. We want to be unapologetic.
Absolutely. Sex positive, with the importance highlighted of security and safety, consent, all of that goodness.
Yes.
And how that can just create an amazing life.
Right. Yeah.
And relationships.
Yep. I mean,
with friends, with marriages, just relationships in general.
And really this kind of relationship comes from, I think, having the type of relationship that you can be extremely honest no matter what. Mm-hmm. And it creates such a safe place for someone to feel their feelings, whether they might be right or wrong. And
well, it develops healthy communication too, I think, where communication is like the downfall of not just sexual relationships, but all relationships in our
healthy
world.
Communication is sexy. It is so sexy.
It's sexy.
I
need to think about this for a second, because I am having very healthy communication with somebody right now that I'm talking to, and it's been very strange because I'm not used to being able to feel safe communicating this well with somebody.
Same.
And I have felt very safe. And so I've talked to Megan a little bit about that, about how I've felt so safe to communicate and how amazing that communication is.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if it's like...
It is sexy because with it there, it turns you on. With a non-platonic partner, it turns you on to them even more. Like when you are like, oh, I have this feeling, and you come to them and they don't deflect, they validate your feelings, it is sexy.
Well, it builds a trust that then translates sexually.
Yes.
That allows you to feel safer with them on all levels. And when we think about it on the sexual level, it therefore translates into this safety sexually and physically that can increase and deepen that intimacy and physical experience. I can absolutely see that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I'm, I mean,
and I think if the topic that you and I have wanted to talk about is like, how can a man get a woman to worship her? Worship him.
oh,
That
yes.
is it. Like, it is when you make her feel safe and adored and heard. I think that is the avenue to make a woman absolutely want to get on her knees for you.
Attention too. I think that's like one piece that needs to be there also, is there has to be balance. We don't want to become enmeshed with one another in an unhealthy way. And yet there is an aspect of all of that ties it together when you're receiving a healthy dose of attention from them.
Yes.
Yeah. But, I mean, no one's perfect.
No.
Or relationship. We all have pieces to work on. Right. But I think with all those pieces in place, it's
I like the aspect of, like, when you're not completely enmeshed with someone, the aspect of, like, the anticipation and, the building up of a feeling. I enjoy that aspect. And when you're enmeshed with someone, it destroys that completely.
Well, you never have to miss them.
But I think we need to.
Yes, that can be healthy.
I think that we need that as humans. I think we need space. I think we need time alone and time to think. And I think when we have too much access to someone, I think it does destroy that a little bit, or a lot of it, actually. And as a matter of fact, it might even be why a lot of married couples end up not wanting each other. They're just annoyed at hearing the other person speak sometimes.
I mean, there's so many aspects.
Yeah.
And it depends on the relationship, but that's definitely one of them that I have heard
being enmeshed where you don't feel like you don't know where you begin and the other person ends is
well, yeah, that's not healthy.
No, it's not.
And that would definitely affect your sex life.
Absolutely.
So what I would really love to know or have present, which we don't, is the male perspective on this. So Megan and I are very well versed at understanding deeply how a woman truly comes to, in a healthy way, worship and submit to a man. What I would really love to know and hear is a man's perspective of what adores him to his submissive, that makes his submissive rise above all other women in a room or in the world.
What about her
whatever.
Draws out his
masculinity and dominance that just overpowers him, that he can't help but just adore and cherish her.
Yeah.
And then in turn, that's going to make us cherish and submit even more to him.
It's like a loop, right? It's like,
but it's like a positive
loop.
one,
right?
Like this good, positive, healthy. Like the more he adores me, the more I submit and trust in him, which creates more of an adoration towards us, which
more
just
of a deepness,
can
more
develop
of
a bond that goes beyond the bedroom,
yes,
into life, and just the way you could develop an entire relationship and life together. That's, I don't know, it just sounds magnificent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I desire it so deeply.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big reason why I think BDSM is growing and becoming more popular and mainstream, because, again, we've talked about this. We are stripped of our masculinity and femininity so much in this world, and how this world is set up today. And yet we have it, and we desire it. We desire to feel it. We desire to step into it. These roles of dom sub really help us to do that.
I don't think I have felt more sexy stepping into a submissive role. It makes me feel so feminine, you know? Why are you staring at me?
I'm thinking deeply.
Good.
Is that creepy?
A little bit.
That was a little creepy.
It was
there?
creepy.
Okay.
I was like, what is she thinking? You're staring at me.
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm considering different things. That's why I kind of stared off. I'm also considering men that like to be submissive, and I have an understanding of that also. Because for men, a lot of times there's a lot of pressure to be a man and to stand up and to not have emotions and to not have all these things which actually take away from their masculinity.
Well, and to have to take care of everything and everyone. And
if they don't have a woman, a true feminine spirit by their side, they're missing and lacking so much, and also connection to their own emotions in a masculine way, because we strip them of that. So I could see why a man wants to, in the bedroom, lose control and be taken over. I want to bring that aspect in and an understanding of that, because I think for us being submissive women desiring that, sometimes I overlook that there's women that enjoy being dominant and men that enjoy being submissive, and that there's a reason in our society why that develops also, and to respect and honor that.
Yeah.
I have moments where I have fantasies about being very dominant.
I do too. I think whether it's male or female, the submissive piece comes from just not wanting to have to think.
Yes. Need to shut down, because we're all expected to do more than individual human beings should do.
Right.
Because we're all kind of on our own out in this world.
Yeah.
And it's too much.
It is
Everything
nice.
costs too much. We all have to work these non-stop jobs. It's just not the way I believe it was naturally meant to be.
Right.
And so we need an outlet for that, and however that manifests for us.
And I think, and when we talk about like this lifestyle in a healthy manner, I think that it's super healing to be able to play out these roles. It gives some release that I think we need. I
am really intrigued by my own emotions that are coming out in entering into a daddy dom type / subtype situation, which I barely even scratched at it. I mean, I said take this slow on me, and I'm dating someone who's very respectful, and anytime I say something, he takes it very seriously and does it. Right. And then sometimes I regret that I said that, and I'm like, why are you taking it so slow? I get into a mood, and I'm like, okay, come on now, like let's make this thing happen.
Right.
That's just me. It's my stuff. I don't think it's his. So, what was my point? I got lost in all that.
You said you were just starting to explore
just scratch the surface of it, but it brings up such deep emotion for me.
It does.
It's this thought of actually allowing a man to care for me in that way, as if I need to be cared for. And he needs to tell me what to do, and I need to listen.
We've never been able to trust men in our entire lives.
No, and to enter that is so terrifying, and I'm not quite sure that this other person can even come close to understanding why that's such a deep thing for me. And maybe it's because so many women seek this type of BDSM type relationship, this type of dynamic, that it's... For me particularly, it's because my emotions are attached to everything, because I'm just a deep feeler person, right?
We think a lot.
Yeah, but not even think. I feel.
I do too.
I feel as deeply as much as I think.
Yeah.
And I'm a nonstop thinker. I psychoanalyze everything to pieces, and that's how deeply I feel. And so I think it all through to try and protect my feelings, because my feelings are so deep and connected to everything I do. And so it's been really interesting to watch myself as I enter this, and how my desire for it continues to grow and increase and evolve. And yet just the opening of the doors and kind of scratching away at this deep emotion within me that's connected to it. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it helps explore honestly the depths of your mind when you are learning how to be submissive to someone. I mean, honestly, in my experience, I didn't even know that I was entering this dynamic.
Yeah.
So there's that. I honestly,
yeah, for you, it kind of unfolded without any conscious.
It wasn't like this is what we want and this is what we're doing. It was like it was just the dynamic, the chemistry that we had from the very beginning. And it was, we were both able to really explore like the depths of each other's minds. And
it naturally is what developed between the two of you.
Which
I think says a lot.
Yeah.
Says a lot more than putting an ad out saying I'm a daddy dom seeking a sub.
Yeah, no, it's...
because it's much more of a natural...
And that's what I've done for years.
Of it.
Like, this is the dynamic that I like, that I want to talk about, that I want to fantasize about. Yeah, it is. It's totally different than having an ad where we're like, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're developing. It was like, no, it just like happened organically. And
it takes out that
I became submissive because of...
his dominance.
Well, I think I drew it out of him too. He, from what I understand, has never been so dominant over someone before. It drew that out of him too. So it's not like he came into it that dominant over me. It just happened naturally and organically.
Well, yeah.
And I learned to want to be more submissive to him, and he wanted to be more dominant to him. The more we give and take,
But it took out that acting piece, because there's a piece of acting where when it doesn't develop naturally like that, where there's okay, I'm the daddy, I'm the dom, you do this. It's not a true power exchange.
Yes.
Not that it can't develop into a true power exchange and start as more of an acting role. It can. But yours was a more pure form of that power exchange where that just happened.
Well, and he didn't. So I've met a lot of men. I've talked to a lot of men online too, who think that they have my submission just from speaking to me once.
Yeah, we've talked about this too. Yeah.
And
on text.
Yeah.
Or not text, but like at an app messaging.
Yeah. Like, you're gonna do this for daddy, and it's like, who the hell are you? You know? And my partner never did that in the beginning.
Yes.
And that, I think, makes him, even though he wasn't presenting himself as I'm your daddy dom in the beginning, it made him that to me because of that natural progression, allowing me to be his partner and his friend and his lover, and it just naturally developed that. So and he became that, and I became the submissive, and I wanted to give more of me over to him, and he wanted to take more of me, and it just naturally progressed into that really beautiful give and take. So yeah, it's been interesting to see how that's unfolded for me, and the things that have come up emotionally along the way.
So now we just need to tie that all in to this retreat slash homestead. That's the word I'm looking for. This retreat slash homestead with plenty of rooms.
Just clearly. A place that is open and sex positive, unapologetic, and
clean, babyless,
safe. Consensual, because if anybody weren't to be, they would be out of there as fast as you can blink, and protected, and anything goes. Legally.
Yeah, well, like going to a very well done lifestyle party where you sign a contract.
Yes.
To certain safety procedures, to certain understandings that I'm agreeing that these things are going to be happening here. I mean, you could do it very safe and very well done.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And anything would go on the homestead.
Well, I think that we should continue to progress our fantasies here and share. And
yeah, I'm going to write about that one too.
Yeah, let's hear from all of you. Add in some of your fantasies to that. I know you're thinking.
I would love to hear it.
I know this has your minds going, and you're thinking of all the things that you could do at this homestead.
Oh my gosh. I would love to hear what everybody is thinking right now.
Right?
Yes.
It makes me curious to know what you're thinking listening to this right now.
Me too.
Well, we'll be back next time.
Thank you all for listening, and please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. We love you. We'll talk to you soon.